I'm with Chris Mills, web developer extraordinaire. Hi Chris, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well. I've just finished my talk and it seemed to go okay. So
it went well. Can you kind of touch upon, you talked about a lot of tools. Can you kind of touch upon some advice you have for kind of the novice web developer and coder, someone who doesn't have that much experience?
Okay, so in the particular context of what I was talking about for my talk, which is providing alternatives for browsers that don't support all of the new shiny CSS3 and HTML5 features, you'll need to include a prefix stack in your CSS because a lot of CSS3 features such as transitions and transforms and animations are only supported in browsers via prefixes. So, for example, in Opera the prefix is -o- in front of the prefix name. You need to provide all the prefixes for all of the different browsers to make sure that you can actually have it working across all the different browsers. It's insane not to. You don't want to needlessly get rid of that market share. There are solutions to make that less of a pain because quintupling the size of your CSS is no fun for anybody unless you're a complete masochist. So there are JavaScript solutions, little libraries like prefixless and prefixer, and you can use those to basically, the JavaScript just says, this is the browser looking at the page, therefore I'll include this prefixed version in the CSS at runtime. So there's things like that allow you to sort out prefixing nightmares.
Okay.
And then in terms of providing alternatives for browsers that just don't support this stuff in a more intelligent way, rather than just saying, okay, here's the graceful degradation solution, you can use Modernizer, which again, it's just a library that you attach to your page, and it provides really cool things for making intelligent alternatives. So you've got an API, so inside JavaScript you can say something like, if CSS animations are supported, then run this JavaScript, if not, run this JavaScript instead, so to provide some sort of more basic alternative. And you've also got a Descendant selector system, so it adds a lot of Descendant selectors to the head of your, to the HTML tag of your page. So you can say something like, if CSS animations are supported, then just use your default CSS. But if they're not supported, then you can say something like, class.no CSS animations, and then a Descendant selector chained onto that to provide an intelligent alternative style for non-supporting browsers. I think that'll do. I think I've rambled on enough.
Great. And you kind of touched upon at the end there during the question session about the importance of teaching web development in universities. Can you kind of talk about how important it is in today's world for students to have those skills?
Well, we all know that the web is an absolutely massive thing. In the web industry, there's a lot of a skills shortage. I was saying in my talk, there really is a absolutely critical shortage of designers, and graduates that come out of alleged web-related courses, by and large, don't have the skills they need to actually get jobs in the real world. So employers in these situations are being left with the choice of either hiring them and then doing loads of training, which is not really a good use of their time and resources, or hiring more experienced people to fulfill junior roles, which is not good for either end of the employment exchange, or whatever you want to call it. So the idea is that we're going around trying to provide free resources to show teachers how to teach this stuff the right way, how to give them the skills they need to actually survive in the real world. So there's a thing called the W3C Web Education Community Group. So I'd advise anybody watching this to go and check out that. Just search for W3 Web Education Community Group. There's loads of resources there for teachers and students to show them the right path to go in terms of what they need to know. And we're also looking to start doing outreach programs, going around and start teaching teachers, as it were. So we've got a hell of a lot of work to do and very little time to sleep, but that's what we're intending to do.
Okay, great. Well, thanks for joining us, and you have a great lunch and enjoy the rest of the festival.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay.